Hey, welcome back to Live, Laugh, Stuck. We are ready to do Act 3. We're getting close to the amount that Moosie is already familiar with, which is exciting, but we'll get more to that later. This time, we have a special guest. Special guest, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I am special guest. My name is Simon, and I have been into Homestuck for a hard while. It was my first cosplay. It was my first, fandom. I got into it about 2014.
Oh, a while, a real people while.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's cool shit. And oh yeah, pronouns. I forgot to say, I'm Jackie, aka Jax. Pronouns they them. Moosie,
I am Moosie, pronouns also they, them.
and then Simon.
Pronouns also they them.
We're a they them podcast. They them's only allowed. Sorry, Dami, you're kicked.
They
Dami's my
them
editor.
cast.
They stuck.
Yeah, so how did you first get into Homestuck back when it was still going on?
Well, I had friends who would talk about it, and they would not shut the fuck up about it, honestly.
Classic Homestuck fans?
Wait, am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, go for it. Yes.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast about fucking Homestuck, so I mean, I hope so. But
This is not a child-friendly podcast. Rated explicit on Apple Podcast.
cool. Okay. But yeah, my friends wouldn't shut the fuck up about it, and I was like, I gotta know what this thing is. I gotta know what it is. And I remember reading it on Easter when my mom got the drunkest I've ever seen her get, and we're going back and forth from her and my neighbor's house, and I'm just lugging along my huge laptop reading Homestuck the entire time.
That's hilarious. That is definitely a time to start reading Homestuck.
I was a teenager, man.
Yeah.
I did what I had to do.
Yeah, that's so wild to me. I forget that babies exist. How old were you when you started reading?
16, I want to say.
Cool.
15, maybe.
That's I don't know. To me, that's more of an appropriate age. Some people are like, I was 12 and I started reading Homestuck. I'm like, well, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Here's your mom.
I mean, David
Yeah.
said he was filleting puppet stuff today. Like,
Yep.
Yeah, it's like I know that the characters are 13, but like, I mean, look at South Park. That's not for.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm joking, but yeah, because I'm just glad I'm not the oldest on the podcast right now, personally.
I'm
Yeah.
the oldest on the podcast.
You're the oldest.
I guess that makes me the youngest.
Yes.
I like how you said it at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, so we all read Act 3 leading up to this. I did it last minute because Pokemon just came out, just to date when this came out, or when this is being recorded, because it's not coming out until after January probably. So it's Thanksgiving time, Pokemon just came out. I play Pokemon and I'm like, oh shit, I do still have to read Act 3. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
Moosie, I think you were updating me today as well. Did everyone leave off till last minute?
Yeah.
I did not. I got really excited about the whole thing like a week beforehand and reread it. But then again, I read pretty fast, and Homestuck, it's like an old, well-worn glove at this point.
God, right? Especially like the beginning. Like I've started
yeah.
so many rereads.
Oh yeah.
I've gotten
Oh
through a
yeah.
bunch of them, but I definitely started more than I've gotten through.
Oh yeah. Likewise.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started reading it last night just with everything going on with the holidays. But then I was also like really tired last night and I started translating the card binary hashes and then
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm gonna just do this in the morning.
That's fair. I'm so glad I have you on this podcast. Like, who else would give me this content?
Yeah, very true. I did not know that so much about this had to do with data structures. Like,
Oh,
I
the
know it
first
says it, but
acts,
I
all
don't
of
know
it.
shit about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know nearly as much. Like I knew it had to do with data structures vaguely, and then I took some programming classes. Biggest waste of money I've ever done. Still in debt. Thank you, Centric. I
Oh,
might
yeah.
have Dami bleep that because that's gonna pinpoint me. But but yeah, I definitely don't know nearly as much as Moosie, so it's a lot of fun.
It is indeed.
Yeah. And I take notes.
And you take notes,
Which is impressive.
and you tell Hussy they're wrong all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
I have some comments about Hussy to
I'm so
his
glad.
data structures today.
Did you guys know that Hussy's pronouns are actually they them as well?
Yeah, all like I think Hussy's pronouns are all pronouns.
Really?
So I go between they them and he him.
Okay.
Last I read. If that's been updated since last I read, def let me know because I go back and forth.
I mean, honestly, I just know what my girlfriend tells me. That's all I ever know. That's all that's in this brain is just what my girlfriend tells me, but
That's very
that's what she
funny.
said.
That's what
Yeah,
she said.
your girlfriend
Yeah.
is an elder Homestuck
She
person.
is. She started reading Homestuck when it first came out
Oh,
because her cousin like runs one of the MSPA fan discords or something like that. And so he got her into it and then it's just the rest is fucking history.
that's insane.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yep.
I'm delving deeper down the fucking next you'll know the fucking person who named John or something. um no, that's cool shit though.
Yes, I have personally met John Carcat, the joke person that actually is named John Carcat. I think they're in their teens now. John
Oh,
Carcat is
someone.
a real person. Somebody named their kid John Carcat. I'm not kidding.
I know at least one person who's legally changed their name to Dirk Strider, so
Look, I don't trust Dirk Stans. I'm sorry.
oh, you're gonna have a problem with me then.
I mean, I'm sorry. I just
But that's X6, baby.
yeah. Yeah. And look, we can agree to disagree and that's totally cool. We can still be cool. It's just I don't know, man.
See, this is very frustrating because I can't say anything because this
Yeah.
you're X6.
I'll have to be the tiebreaker further down the road.
Yes, you
Yeah.
will. Yes, you
But
will.
it's gonna be
Yep.
so far down the road before you can get a full spectrum because uh
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true.
the alpha kids, man. Um
Yeah.
anyway, that's not Act 3. We just
Dude,
got to know huh?
I forgot. I don't know if you guys caught this, but Jade is a furry.
Oh,
Like
Jade's
she's
Yeah.
a
super a
straight
furry.
up furry.
Huge,
I
huge furry.
forgot about that. I
Yeah.
freaking forgot about that shit.
Yeah. It's great. She's just a giant furry.
Well, she said she didn't want a fursuit. She just wanted to like experience hunting in the jungle or whatever. But
Yeah.
I
yeah.
mean, it makes what happens to her like so much funnier, I think.
It's very good. I'm very happy about Jade being a furry.
Mm.
Yeah.
And fucking Dave making like drawing on like the Sweeper and Hella Jeff poster like drawing on it to make them furries.
Oh hell yeah.
It's very
Hell
good.
yeah.
But yeah, Moosie, do you think you can summarize any of what happened in Act 3?
Well, I read through the rafe.name website afterwards, but just reading it, it was like I feel like it was hopping all over the place temporally and
Oh, it
locationally.
yep.
I think the gist is all of the kids got in the game at like very last moment.
No.
No?
Nope.
Rose got in the game.
Okay.
Mhm.
I saw her Colonel Sprite thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
Rose got in the game at the last moment. Dave and Jade still have not gotten in the game.
Oh my god. It's taking fucking forever.
Jade just got copies of Dave's
Right.
Esper discs from
Okay.
a time capsule.
Right. Yeah, I was seeing them all get their discs, and so I was thinking like, oh, well, maybe they were all getting in or something.
You never know.
And we meet Jade and her stuffed taxidermied grandfather.
Yeah.
Good times.
she
times.
she has a dream robot for some
I
reason.
love her dream robot. I love Jade. Honestly, Jade is just like primo. Primo.
Yeah.
She was a very cute small child. I liked the little art of her.
Yes, I love
Yeah.
baby Jade.
Yeah, past Jade is so cute. Um,
Um,
so the thing about the stuffed grandpa is apparently I was reading the commentary and I'm trying to only get the stuff that's like not spoilery since obviously a
mm,
lot of it is. But apparently Hussey had to add on face stitches because people did not realize that he
oh
was
yeah,
dead.
yeah.
I did not know that. That's very funny.
Yeah, like the face stitches are added on in post.
Mm, yeah, and then let's see. We get some of the trolls in the pester logs.
Yes.
Dave
Mhm.
out trolled a troll. I took notes on the
God.
speech patterns of each troll that I saw.
Oh. Oh?
Ugh, that conversation is fucking legendary. Oh my god. Like, Octopimp. Okay, so I was super into Octopimp back in the day when he did Homestuck comic dubs. He did like fucking hundreds of them.
Yeah.
And and I was really into that shit. And so he voiced that conversation. And I also in my glory days voiced Dave. And I did that conversation as well.
I mean,
Oh man.
gotta voice Dave. Like I so my first start at this podcast was I was actually reading Homestuck out loud as episodes. So
Mm.
I have
Mhm.
voiced this conversation.
Nice.
Yes.
It's so fun. It's primo.
It's very good. But yeah, what notes have you taken, Moosie, on the troll
um,
conversations?
oh, so I didn't take notes for like CG, but for GA, they capitalize the first letter of each word, so they kind of camel case everything. And then AT was like doing the opposite, where the first letter of the sentence was lowercase and then every other letter was uppercase. And then I didn't go back to write down CGs. I just noticed that camel casing and I kept note of that. Um, and apparently they either are not parallel in time or they are parallel but going backwards in time. So that's
I so badly want to tell them exactly how it
they
works.
they're traveling on a Jeremy Baramy, whatever.
Yeah, I just to note, CG typed in all caps.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, CG didn't have as much of a conversation.
Mm,
Just kind of signed on and called Jade a piece of shit, and that was that.
mm.
Classic CG. Classic
Classic,
CG.
classic CG. Got to be bullying Jade. Yeah, we just got more stuff with John building up, but we
Mm.
did get the reveal that John's dad, in fact,
Is a
is a normal
businessman.
businessman.
And it changed his perspective on everything.
What are your thoughts on the change in John perspective?
Well, I mean, as far as I can tell, so far it's just that he recognized that he's been graffitiing clowns on his wall, and
Mm-hmm.
Rose confirmed that via Pester chat or something.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what to make of the subconscious clown fixation. But his dad was just being a very supportive dad. He's like,
Subconscious clown fixation.
The subconscious clown fixation would make a great band name.
Oh my god, I'm obsessed.
his dad was just trying
God.
to be supportive.
His dad's so good.
I honestly, I love John's dad. Ugh,
John's
what
dad's
a
so
man.
good.
What a man.
Yeah.
And you don't hear me say that often,
Is John's
but what
dad
a man.
single?
I mean,
The people would like to know.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I don't know. Something also related was just Jade saying that he hasn't really woken up yet or something. So I still don't know what's going on.
Classic Homestuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. It doesn't get better.
Yeah.
I'm just
You'll find
Like
out
it
what's going
does.
on here and then find so many more things to not know what's going on.
mm,
Yep, yep.
yeah.
And I feel like he doesn't tie in all of the loose ends that he makes.
Absolutely
Mm.
not.
Yeah,
He just
no.
ties in enough of them that people like feel satisfied unless they were the ones obsessed with the ones that didn't get tied up.
Yep. And there's always going to be those people.
Oh, always. That's a cool thing about Homestuck is you can always have your niche and like, oh no, that's the expert on intermission. Like
It's like
that's the expert on that.
the Homestuck
Mhm.
historians. Everyone has their different major.
Yeah, basically, yes.
God, yeah. Another thing I really wanna talk about, but I don't know if we can, is, like, class specs.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that because this starts out with
It mentioned sorry.
Nana
Nana?
saying, "Air of breath, seer of light, night of time, witch of
Oh, yeah, I wrote
space."
that down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you have any thoughts on that, Moosie?
Yeah.
Let me see where I wrote that down because I did write it down and highlight the words.
It was like literally the first page for this act, so if that helps you find it.
Oh, yeah. The warring royalty, a timeless expanse, agents, exiles, consorts, and kernel sprites, underlings, and denizens, heir of breath, seer of light, night of time, witch of space, and they will ascend or something. I
Mm.
assume anytime I see a 4, that's going to be related to the kids. That's my current assumption.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad assumption.
Yeah. Not sure who would be who.
Oh, yeah?
Ooh, you should
Yeah.
guess.
Guess and see who's who.
Guess
Well,
who's
with
who?
the witch of space, I assume that's gendered as female. Let's see. Breath, light, time. I kind of feel like Dave would be the knight of time because he seems more like a fighty knight person.
Interesting.
Let's see. Seer of light. I would assume that's Jade because she's more of kind of like a seer, like a soothsayer, maybe. I don't know. So
That makes sense.
then Rose is a witch of
I could see that.
space, even though I don't think of anything spacey related to her. Did she have the telescope? Or was that someone else?
She
No,
had the big
she did.
observation.
Yeah.
John had a telescope, and she had the big observation telescope. So yeah, they
Okay.
were
Observatory, yeah.
observatory. There we go.
So then John is the heir of breath, I think. But I also
Cool.
don't know what would be breathy about him.
Breath was my least favorite aspect for a while, I will
Yeah.
say. Just
Well,
because it's so frustratingly vague.
Mhm.
yeah. Welcome to class specs, kind of. Anyway, like, like
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
some
for
are more
real.
definitely on the nose. But like, I'll just tell you now, people argue over class specs forever
Oh
because
my god,
very little is
for
confirmed
years.
in canon,
Oh,
and
yeah. Oh,
like people
yeah.
think that there's some things that are canon, like optimistic duelists stuff on class specs. People tend to take as canon in a lot of spaces.
As gospel, but yeah.
Yeah, but we'll definitely get more into that. I
Oh,
cannot wait to
yeah.
make you take
Oh.
the aspect quiz.
uh,
Oh, fuck
which class spec
yeah.
am I?
We gotta all take that quiz.
Yeah,
And then also Jasper had a secret, but I assume that I will find out later.
yeah,
Okay, I have a question.
yeah,
Do you do you remember Jasper's secret?
yes, yes, I do.
Okay, because I don't. I don't fucking remember what it is.
That's fair. I don't remember in most read throughs. This is the time I just happen to remember what it is.
Mm.
Yeah, fair enough. I just fuck, dude. There's so much.
I think it gets revealed in a montage that has a lot of other stuff happening.
Mm.
Mhm.
So it took a very long time for me to remember what it was because there was just other stuff happening.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah.
By montage, I mean flash or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wrote down in my notes what is Jasper's secret, and also I need a glossary.
Yeah. I mean, yes. There's a lot of terms.
Yeah.
God.
It would be nice if there was like a glossary that unlocked as you go, and maybe there's a mod or something like that for the reader.
I haven't seen that mod, but that would definitely be a interesting
Yeah,
one to make.
way to keep track of. Wait, I heard this, but what's the context so far of what I've heard of this?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that'd be cool. That'd be a cool mod.
Yeah, it would be.
So what do you think of Jade? I know before
Mm.
she was a little bit too close to how you were at that age.
Fawning over the boys.
Yes. So did you also have a dream bot?
No, but I've never really been good at the electronics engineering side of things. Which
Mhm.
actually, how did she get a dream bot? Did she make a dream bot?
Her grandpa. It said in the comic that her grandpa
Oh,
made it.
okay. I missed
or
that.
gave it to her. I don't know if he made it. I don't know if it said that he made it, but he gave it to her.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know why she needs a dream butt to do, I guess because of the narcolepsy. But
Yeah.
she seems to be forgetful. That's also relatable.
Oh goodness.
I never use color bands or tied strings or anything because I'm never going to remember what those mean. So I
Yeah.
have to have like a notebook.
That's fair. I guess it helps when your friends are color coded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a big help.
I should color code my friends.
There you go. Yeah, she just I remember when I first read it being frustrated with Act 3 because I felt we had a lot of action going with new stuff and we had to go back in time for Jade to catch up with everyone else.
Mm.
Yeah, I remember feeling that way similarly, and which is why I didn't appreciate Jade as much in my first read through as
Yeah.
I have come to appreciate her, is because I was so impatient to get with the rest of the characters. Like, I wanted to know what happened to Rose. Like, I wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Rose's whole place is on fire right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Rose is
I'm just
imminent
like,
death.
Rose is dying, and you're gonna come over here and fuck with these fucking fruits
Yeah.
for like 10 pages.
Yeah. I definitely, whenever they stop taking like suggestions for things to do in the quote unquote game, I feel like the pacing will get better. We won't have fucking around with the fruits. I printed out the list of all of the things created in the alchemitter with the and or operations, and I pasted that into my journal for analysis purposes.
That
Fantastic.
list is gonna get longer.
Good. But yeah, I assume the pacing will get a little better as far as like the stopping and just doing a bunch of random shit for a while because people are typing in random shit.
Eventually, I mean, we pacing you want to get better and then the intermission happens, which is
Mm.
important, but
Yeah,
also it's like
yeah,
no, but like this big stuff just happened. What are we doing now?
yep,
Is there
yep,
any
pretty much.
sort of like Homestuck edit that is rearranged in sequential like time
Yes.
chronological order?
Yes.
Okay, you might have mentioned that last time.
I was doing a read through of it. I just haven't gotten through it yet.
Okay.
You should send that to me because I would love to read that.
For sure. I am not 100% sure that they got all the way through,
Yeah.
but yeah, I just have to remember where I fucking bookmarked it.
Yeah. I think I remember you mentioning that last time. But that would be
Yeah.
an interesting thing to go through after going through this.
It is. It's neat. What do you think? Do you like it better that Hussey gave up on? I guess not gave up on, but decided not to do data structures for Jade and just like they're games now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna really complain about memory. I'm not a hardcore like board game enthusiast. It's like fine, whatever. Then he goes on and makes an array of stack queues. I'm like, that's not a thing.
It is now.
Why would you even make a stack queue? You either need a stack or a queue, or you just do a linked list.
Hussey's not here to make sense.
No, absolutely not. Why the fuck would he make Homestuck if he was here to make sense?
I just read through the tech stuff he's done so far. It's like, yes, you've had bachelor's level college classes in computer science, but haven't investigated further than that, and I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Because like I also had like that surface level understanding until I started teaching it. Then you understand things more once you're telling other people how it works.
Though I think it's funny that he did dumb down something in his own words to make it easier for other people to understand, and that
That was an excuse.
yeah.
That was like an after the fact covering his butt.
Yeah.
But with these in this chapter he's doing I always forget the names of the terminology, these cards, with the punch cards basically.
Uh Capsula?
Yeah, the capture log cards.
Yeah. And last time I mentioned like why the fuck are you doing an and operation on these cards and getting a combination that doesn't make sense? and it went more in depth today. I also printed out the list of the codes for each letter, uppercase and lowercase, and then it mentions in the game facts there that it's like a bitwise and a bitwise or operation. But then Hussey uses double ampersand and double pipe for those, which is not. Those are the logic operators and an or. Those aren't the bitwise operators and an or. And then Jackie, you let me know that there was some commentary as well.
You people don't even know what the and the pipe operators mean, do you? Why don't you learn computers, you dorks? Although, to be fair, technically the single and single pipe bitwise operators are what perform the described functions. So now who's the dork? Me. I went with the logical operators, ampersand, ampersand, and pipe, and said because they are more recognizable and frequently used from a pure coding perspective. So it's this weird case where I dumped it down for the sake of people who actually know how to program. Good grief.
And to that I say, why would you do it wrong on purpose?
Yeah.
And anyone who works with the language that does double ampersand and double pipe for their logic operators, I think would at least be able to infer what a single ampersand and single pipe are. And also, he mentions it's literally the bitwise operators, which if you look that up, that's going to give you that. I'm just like, no, this just sounds like an excuse.
Yeah. I did forget that John wrote in the game fact though. That's neat.
Yeah. And I have some other tech observations about the punch cards if you'd like to hear.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
Hell yeah.
So in the game fact, it highlights, the numbers 0 through 9 are just 0 through 9, and then you translate that to binary. And then capital A starts at 10, goes to capital Z at 35, lowercase a is 36, lowercase z is 61, and then some special characters for question mark and exclamation point. So that's a lot like how ASCII characters work, which is what our computers use. We use like Unicode and stuff now, but in the early days of computers, we have number codes to represent every symbol, but with ASCII, like capital A is a 65 because we have a lot of stuff beforehand, yada 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 yada. So it's like inspired by that. I did write like it's weird that they're storing the letter data in 6 bits and not 8 bits. But I wrote in my notes that I will allow it because they're only going up to 63, and so therefore do not need more bits, even though it's weird to have an amount of bits that's not in groupings of 4.
Yeah.
That, and I took the translation of the hammer and the pogo. I manually turned those into the character codes and then to binary, and I manually did the and operation on it to verify that the pogo hammer calculation was correct. It was. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure. It's very important to me.
That's great.
But then otherwise, I've been trying to see the differences between your and your or operators, and it doesn't really make sense how it's being used. Like, they both seem to combine things, and I can't find a pattern with it. So it seems just arbitrary. Arbitrariness in a made-up comic system?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if you do pogo or hammer, you get the big hammerhead on a spring. But if you do pogo and hammer, then you get your pogo hammer. And then I also looked at there's like the clothes, suit, and Slimer shirt becomes Slimer suit, but then Slimer suit or book becomes blue Slimer suit. So I'm not detecting a system here of patterns that can be replicatable.
Yeah, I certainly don't know.
Maybe there was some
Yeah.
logic, or maybe it was just like, I need these things to combine.
Have your feelings on the other characters changed at all?
Dave still reminds me of like the people I hung out with when I was 18, and it makes me uncomfortable. I like John, but he's just like dorky.
He's a goobus.
He's a goobus.
John is a goobus, and I love him.
Yeah.
Big
He's
goober.
just a big old goober.
I still don't really know what to make of Rose. She's just kind of like weird psychic person thing.
Yeah.
Or
Rose
not Rose, I
is
mean Jade.
goth.
Yeah.
Jade is dope. Rose is goth,
Yeah.
and that's basically all there is to say on the matter, and I love her.
Mm-hmm.
Goth,
Yes,
goth
yes.
psychology major.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Jade because she comes off as very like sweet and maybe a little bit innocent, but she actually kicks fucking ass.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like she becomes one of the most powerful players in the game. Not to be like spoilery, but she like really like ascends. and she really just like I don't know, she doesn't let people like step all over her, and
That's good.
I respect her for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's an act 4 where she gets some good character stuff happening, so I'm
Okay.
looking forward to that.
That's good because kind of her personality so far does seem like she'd be a bit of a doormat.
Yeah.
That's not a good role model for the kids.
Thankfully, most characters, especially the ones that stick around for a while, do get pretty good character arcs.
That's good.
Mhm. That's like the meat and potatoes for me of the Homestuck is the characters, personally.
And there's so many to choose from.
Yeah.
There's a million.
Yeah, just wait.
Oh my god, there's so many.
How attached do you all feel like to this setting of like there's a moon on a chain connected to a gold place?
Um, hi. Okay, what's funny for me is I always forget that the Dreamers are on the moon. Is don't I just like, oh yeah, no, it's Prospect's moon, not just
Mm.
Prospect.
Mhm.
I don't think it really gets thought of as much, but it does get delved into a bit more as we go on through the series, even into Act 6.
Mm.
Mhm.
I just think it's funny that Hussey looked up a bunch of pictures of cathedrals to just create Prospect and Durst.
Mm.
Gotta say, Durst Dreamers is one of my favorite pieces on the Homestuck Bandcamp.
Yeah, it's a good one.
That shit is rad.
It's hard to choose a favorite because there are so many songs.
Mm.
Oh my god, I used to listen to them while I did homework,
Yeah.
and it was actually very like that was the only thing I could listen to and be productive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I sometimes listen to it while I work.
Yeah, stuff
Um,
that's made like they say the video game soundtracks are good for this, like for focusing, because it's kind of
yeah,
made to not take up too much brain space, but also be motivating. And
yeah,
it's
Mhm.
kind of like this is pretty much people thinking of it, I think, in terms of writing music for a video game.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
freaking Toby
definitely.
Fox is on here.
Yeah.
Yep.
So does a lot of the story take place in the Okay, so I remember there being multiple planets from last time, like drawn planets. But is that kind of
Mhm.
this is the world of the comic is these multiple worlds and moons, and that's where we're going to be once they get into the game?
Mm.
Eh,
They're going to go more places.
eh.
Well, look, for like Act 4, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Act 4, yes. After that, eh?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah. Not
yeah,
sure how much
yeah.
else I can say on that.
Okay.
So is it okay if I talk about like I'm not gonna reveal what the planets are because I feel like that's a fun little reveal, but like she talks about
Mhm.
Skya, I think.
Skaya and the medium and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And the medium is just like the general area in which the planets and Prospect and Skaya exist.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like the
And Durst.
universe.
Yeah.
Ah.
The solar system?
Kind of.
Eh.
The Venn diagram that includes those planets.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty
Yep.
much.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing more of like the fantasy worlds and kind of getting out of these houses.
Yes.
Oh, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Hell
that's
yeah.
definitely gonna be a big act 4.
I think we've been
Oh,
stuck in
yeah.
these
There's
houses for too
something
long.
that I thought happened in act 3, but now obviously it happens in act 4.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think you'll really enjoy that.
I do like that the guy who had captured Dad let him go when he destroyed the clown hat.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jack Noir.
Jack Noir.
Jack
Ugh.
Noir.
Ugh.
Okay, so speaking of Jack Noir, did you notice that whenever the name was being typed in for him, it wasn't just like there was actually fingers on a keyboard?
Wait, we type. Oh yeah, vaguely remember because something else had stood out. It was like I know my own name or something like that. But no, I didn't notice fingers on a keyboard.
Here, I'll send it
Okay.
if this wants me to.
Okay, but like stab dad? More like stab daddy.
What?
Fuck yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I've heard Jack Noir being referred to as stab dad.
Mm.
Yeah,
And yeah.
it is funny. He has a line, like for the action, Jack, kill John's dad yourself. It says, "Here, stick this in your pipe and bleed to death slowly."
Mm.
It's just
Yep.
Yellow colored hands. Is
Oh
it
yeah.
hussy hands?
keep it in mind.
They look like realistic fingers, so that's what my guess is.
Cool. Keep it in mind.
Okay.
Because that's a thing.
Oh my god. It's a thing,
Everyone's
alright.
everyone's controlling everyone else through computer terminals.
Yes, that's Homestuck. Oh, also, I can't believe that like in all the celebrations for John's birthday on 413, is like I never see people bring up that it's technically also Becquerel's birthday.
Mm.
I did not know that.
It's mentioned like Jade
Yeah.
mentions like, oh, I didn't realize it was also my dog best friend's birthday or some shit like that.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make a Tumblr post about that later.
yeah.
Put it on your calendar. John and Beck's birthday.
We don't have to put John on our calendar. We'll just have to remember Beck.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows what day John's birthday is.
Did you have any thoughts about the trolls so far beyond their typing quirks?
So I remember a little bit from like the next act, I think, about why like the trolls are contacting them. But from just this act, I don't have much of a sense of any of them.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, they're kind of just a bunch of randos just like coming in and
Mhm.
inserting themselves.
For sure.
They're not really like
It's it's
solid.
it's one of those that now that we know them, I can put more personality into the thing they've already said. But
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. I did think it was cute when that one of the trolls blocked
That
Jade.
was so funny.
That was fucking iconic.
Yeah. That's so funny. Also, this might not be a huge reveal to you, but I guess I'm not might not understand the importance of the reveal, but the reveal that John used to go by a different username. So
Ah, yeah.
his old
Yeah.
username initials was GT for Ghosty Trickster.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't catch
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, it was in he was talking to Jade in the past, sending out the birthday presents because everyone else's birthday is in like fucking December. Um
Mhm.
and he said he was going to change his handle to try to throw the trolls off, which is why he's now ectobiologist instead of Ghosty Trickster.
Mm.
I So this isn't a spoiler for anything because I don't think it's ever said in the comic. It's just something people have picked up. Do you
Oh, are you gonna about to talk about the abbreviations being like genes
I was
or like
going to see
DNA?
if Moosie could pick that up. Yes.
Oh,
Oh shit! I'm sorry.
That's
Oh no!
yeah,
ATCG.
Oh no! I'm sorry.
that's fine.
I was looking at them like, why? There's a lot of overlap here. If I had seen more, I probably would
Yeah,
have
no,
picked
that's
up on
fair.
it.
The trolls, when we get to the trolls, because that's 12 whole new characters, it's really easy to pick up on.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No, that's fine. It's literally not a huge deal.
I mean, I'm very much notice patterns like this is binary. Wait, DNA is like binary, except it's a base 4 system. Like if I had seen it enough, I would have
For sure.
picked
I
up
did
on it.
not pick up on it when I first read it.
Oh, me neither.
Yeah, I was mostly concerned like, how am I going to keep these
Oh,
straight?
yeah.
Just saying like CGGAAT.
I mean, they eventually get names.
They do, but even
Yeah.
then, you rely on the colors and the typing quirks,
Yeah.
like,
Mhm.
for a long time.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Um,
Like I remember the name, like I didn't read it in the comic, but I remember the name Vriska
of course, that is the
and
Of
name to
course.
remember. Of course, you remember the
Naturally.
name Vriska.
Naturally.
Gotta remember the
Naturally.
name Vriska.
Yep. Yep.
Like, I'm not even
I don't
sure,
really
like,
remember any.
who else would have been more hilarious for you to remember besides Vriska. Like, yes.
I just remember hearing Vriska did nothing
Oh
wrong.
god, there's so much to get into.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
There's so much. Oh god.
Jackie, are you a Vriska hater?
I'm not a Vriska hater, but I was on Twitter in 2019, and people took Vriska did nothing wrong as, like, their holy bible, when
Ugh.
Vriska did so many things wrong, which is why she's
Oh,
great.
yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, she's a fascinating character.
She's
That's my
Yeah,
take.
we'll get into Vriska later, but, like,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
love Vriska. I hate people who love Vriska.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. It's people don't have reading comprehension, I
Yes,
feel like.
and this is
They
why,
don't.
if you like Vriska, you also have to like Dirk, and we can't talk anymore about it, so this is where I get to say it. I get to say it, and we can't talk anymore about it, so I just get to say it's true until we know more.
Those magnet
Oh,
octopi
they're
are cute.
adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, it's
What are they called? The Squiddles?
Squiddles! Squiddles!
Squiddles.
but they don't look very squid like.
No. I mean, they're Squiddles.
Squiddles!
Yeah,
I could crochet a squiddle.
Oh,
please
fuck
do.
yeah.
I'm sure there's plenty. I should just like go on Pinterest and look up Homestuck amigurumi or whatever
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
called.
Yep. I remember I was gonna do scale mates
Oh,
for
yeah, just wait
everybody.
till we get to Scale Mates. Those are so
Oh
cute.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Does my roommate have one, or does someone else I know have one?
Okay, you wanna know some cursed lore?
Is it
I
non-spoilery?
Sure.
yes. I made a scale mate in the theme of Nagito Komaeda.
Oh my god, do you have pictures?
No, it
Damn
was
it.
years and years and years ago. It was for a friend of mine whose favorite character was Komaeda,
I mean, of
which
course.
is in of itself a thing. But then I was like and then I was like, "Yeah, I'll totally make you a Komaeda themed, scale mate." And it was all white, and I was looking for buttons that she would accept for his eyes to be. 'Cause she was like, "No, that's too green. No, that's not right. No, that's not right. Like, they have to be perfect." And I was just like, "You are so obsessed, my friend."
That's so funny. That is the classic overlap.
Yep. And it's an
Do
unfortunate one I suffer from.
so I looked up the name, but I've heard of Danganronpa, but I've never
You
seen
should
it or
watch,
anything.
Prosy D, on his,
Oh,
Prosy
hell yes.
Plays did a playthrough of all 3 games.
Hell
You should
yes.
watch that. It's really, really
Oh my
good.
god.
Prosy has played all the games, and his friend Jay hasn't, and he has Jay take control. And Jay
Mhm.
gets so emotionally invested in what's going on. It's
Also
fantastic.
Moosie, I do have it for the Switch, so if you ever wanna borrow it, just let me
Mm,
know.
okay. How many games are there?
Technically 4,
Yeah.
but only
Mm,
3 are like 3 of them follow, like, a specific pattern of, like, this is what it's like. It's, like, visual novel style with, like, a little bit of gameplay,
mhm,
and then there's one where they did, like, mostly gameplay, and it's, like, kinda
mhm.
weird and kinda awkward, but still, like, you can take it or leave it.
Yeah, I might at least watch the Let's Plays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's usually easier to kind of get into something brand new that way.
Yeah, it's also fun to watch other people do voices. Like, you have professional
Oh
voice
yeah.
actor
Yeah.
Sungwon Cho, and then you have Jay, who gets way better at voice acting throughout the series. It's good shit.
Yeah.
But that's neither here nor there about Homestuck. It's Homestuck adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of is. It really kind of is. It's just humongous cast, lots of death, all sorts of good
It's in the
times.
Homestuck universe, is what I'm calling it. The Homestuck fandom universe.
Mhm.
But yeah,
What other besides like Undertale, what other properties are Homestuck adjacent?
Hmm.
My Little Pony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me think. I feel like I know them more when it's said than because there's like Homestuck adjacent as in it's mentioned in Homestuck, and so whenever I see it I think about Homestuck. Like Shrek
Betty
2.
Crocker.
Mhm.
Yeah. Betty Crocker, which
The Betty Crocker
the Betty Crocker
fandom.
Yeah.
fandom. Shrek 2, any Nick Cage movie.
Any Nick Cage movie.
Mm,
But especially Con Air.
Mhm.
mhm.
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters, yes.
But as far as
Yeah.
vibes, because Danganronpa isn't mentioned in Homestuck at all.
No, it is not.
Right. It's like something that Homestuck people gravitate
Yeah.
towards, kind
Yep.
of.
Yeah. Like Undertale makes sense because Toby Fox went off into the Undertale.
Mhm. Mhm.
Which now
Yeah.
Toby Fox was like he definitely made music for the new Pokemon game, but I think someone said he was like a lead
Huh.
like music person for Pokemon.
Yo.
So
Oh,
he's out there.
so
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 fancy.
Good for
fancy.
him.
Yeah.
Good
It's
job.
funny, someone was like, "I know Toby Fox wrote it," because I'm like, "Suddenly, why do I wanna cry?" Like, yeah. Um, but, yeah, what else is Homestuck adjacent? Just by vibes and not by necessarily because it was in
I just worked 12 hours, so my brain is mush. I cannot think of
yeah.
anything.
I'm sure
Like,
I'm sure, like, fucking my editor's gonna hear this and go like, "Well,
yeah,
obviously this isn't this."
it's gonna come to me
Mm.
later and I'll make a list.
Yeah.
I know from the outside, I definitely before was like, this Undertale has the same kind of fan vibes as
Oh,
Homestuck.
yeah.
Yeah, like horny and rabid and dyeing themselves gray with Sharpies.
Oh, then the One Slur.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The Tumblr sexy
Yes,
men
the Tumblr sexy men
fandoms.
fandoms. Except, I say that, but like only the cartoon ones, not like Supernatural or Sherlock or anything.
Mm-mm. Nah.
Mm,
But My Little Pony boasts off vibes and because it's in Homestuck.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot oh my god, that's funny. Of course you would think of that
Yeah,
as a
yeah.
Dirk Strider fan.
Listen, my Twitter handle, well, one of my Twitter handles is Dirkification. So listen,
Look, it's not that I hate him, it's just I don't know.
uh,
We'll get
we'll get into it in like a year.
yeah.
This is my life now for
Yeah.
the next however long.
As far as getting back on topic, I think we've covered a lot of what happens. Well, we haven't talked about the Wandering Vagrant, the I always
Mm.
forget PM. What is PM?
Grind Mendicant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for other people to remember. And then
Aimless
yeah,
renegade.
And the mayor! The mayor!
there.
The mayor!
Because we had some time shenanigans there with
Mhm.
Jade leaving Time Bait.
Yeah. I kind of followed that, but at the same time, it's like, well, where who
Yeah,
are these people?
that was definitely my first read through vibe. It's like this
Yep.
stuff will be relevant sometime.
Sometime. Fucking some random time.
Sometime it will be
Mhm.
relevant. Any other thoughts
Mhm.
about Act 3?
Why was there the sniper man? Why was he shooting at the other people besides for crossing the
Just to cross
tape?
the tape. No the reason.
Yeah, yeah. He's just a dumb shit. He's just a dumb shit who was like, "You fuckers crossed my tape, so I'm gonna shoot you."
He's uh lawful neutral.
Yeah.
Lawful neutral dumb. ACAB.
Low int
Yeah.
score.
have any thoughts with intermission coming up next? Because isn't this, you said you dropped off during intermission?
Yeah, either during or like maybe skipped it or something. Because I do remember the trolls saying that they also played Spurb or something like that.
Okay, so you definitely got into Act 4.
Okay, I probably like skipped the intermission, like I was going through it and I'm very
Okay.
confused. And then I got maybe a little into Act 4, but I don't remember much of anything besides maybe just more troll talk.
Cool. So, intermission, it's going to be a complete change of pace, completely different, extremely relevant, will come back later. Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look at how many pages is it, or how many? 204 pages. This one was 400 pages, so it's shorter at least.
It's
like
more
half the
confusing
length.
than it is long.
I'm sorry, I'm zoned out. What are we talking about?
Intermission.
Oh, like which one?
The Don't Bleed
Yeah,
on
the
the
first
Okay, that
Seas.
one. Okay, the first, yeah. That's another thing, is it gets silly with the intermissions.
Oh yeah, Act 6.
Yeah, I won't even know what to take notes
Yeah.
on. Like,
This, for next episode, I might see if Dami will be interested in coming on, or if I can find someone else who is more of an intermission person. If not,
the people who majored in intermissions in
yeah,
Moosestuck.
like people
Batch.
probably people who double majored in intermission and problem sleuth. Is
Oh,
usually
I
the way to
read
go.
all of Problem Sleuth.
I have not. I still haven't read it.
Ugh, classic. Good shit.
but yeah, so we'll see. It might just be us again. Either way, it's fine. But yeah, it's more just shenanigans. But important shenanigans you'll need to remember for later. But by the time you'll need to remember it, you'll forget intermission ever happened.
Yep, pretty much. That's Homestuck for you.
Maybe I'll just like casual read it without taking notes, and then I'll watch a video on it later when it's relevant again or something.
Yeah. Sounds good.
It's kind of focus on getting through it.
But yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap up. It's been about almost an hour exactly. Now that I say this,
Ooh.
Moosie pluggables.
Go to moosady.itch.io, moosadee.itch.io, and play my incomplete games.
Woo!
Okay, and Simon,
Me?
you got any Twitter or anywhere you want people to find you?
I'm at Board Luigi Board and gay-harambe HARAMBAE on Tumblr. So yeah,
Oh my god!
find me there.
I think people know how to spell Haran. Oh, I see.
Yep.
I see.
Indeed. All right.
Okay, cool.
Thank you guys so much for having me, by the way. This was a ton of fun.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that things worked
Yeah.
out. Come on, it's nice to have a third
Yeah.
person be chaotic about this.
Hell yeah. Thank you guys again.
Yeah. Yeah, and with that, we'll see you in probably 2 weeks. Bye-bye.
Woo.
Thanks.
Thank you to Dami for editing the show and for our theme song, which you can find at Domino Thief on SoundCloud and in the show's notes. Also, thank you to our fakest fan tier member, Danny the Spoonlord, for your support. If you'd like to get a shout out or just support the podcast, head on over to ko-fi.com/jaxyaks, link also found in the show notes, and sign up for as little as $1 a month. For all other links, head over to jaxyaks.com where you can always find the latest information. Thanks for listening!